the comments if y'all want to. But hey, Daboll had all the confidence in the world in his quarterback. And look, that kid was balling. He went down with another concussion, and then it's just like, get well soon, Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
The game plan that we believe for Jackson Dart shouldn't be what it is. I don't know if you've seen Ryan, was it Ryan Clark's post about it, right? But he said basically they need to stop trying to run the kid because he's not the stature of the quarterbacks that in the style that he runs with. This is the NFL. But Daboll, 2-8 for the third consecutive season. That's in oh my god, and 20, 40, and 1 in his tenure with a percentage of 32%. Joe, we talked about this early in the season, right? We said with Jackson Dart, I know I said it, that they shouldn't fire Daboll because they let the GM get one more year, and we all know what happened there. So you should at least give Daboll another full season with the quarterback. But they said, you know what, we can't do it anymore. Daboll's out. And my reaction is, why they got to do this to me? Right? The Commanders fired their Commanders got rid of their ownership, got a new coach, went to the championship game. I was good when y'all was trash, Joe. You know what I'm saying? Why they got to do this to me? The Giants was an easy 2 wins a year because we knew Daboll was the coach. I didn't care who was the quarterback. They could have brought Peyton Manning out the booth. The Giants was just gonna be bad because Daboll was there. And I can't say I can't care who the quarterback is because my defense was a little bit better. I wouldn't have won the overtime with Russell Wilson. But Russell Wilson got benched the week later because Daboll is there. Daboll on Hard Knocks, and I was trying to find a clip, but I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to play that clip because I feel bad for the guy. He had Jaden Daniels right there. He played with Jaden Daniels. He asked him, you know the infamous clip. We asked him to do the play, and he was like, what are you doing this moment? He said, score a touchdown. He was like, oh, that's cute, but what do you do? No, score a touchdown. That's what you want to hear. See, Joe, that's the confidence in the quarterback right there. You know what Nick Sirianni would have said in that moment? No, you got to throw it to AJ. But
no, you got to throw it to Saquon, Shipley, or give it a draw.
Hey, throw the check down and let them do all the dirty work, and then you get the yardage. But let me stop. I'm not going to keep shooting at him because Kev in the comments. That's the only reason I'm talking about the Eagles. But as far as Daboll, I think he needs to just probably go back to either being a full-time offensive coordinator. I think the Giants now need to actually go in and do the right thing by their defense. They have the quarterback. Go get an offensive line. For me, the real light is on the GM now because the scapegoat is out. You're the real reason why this team has been bad all these years. Daboll has just been coaching with what you gave him. He's been trying to make things work, but you can clearly see the division around him. The fact that they even let Child lap them is insane to me because the Cowboys and the Eagles had their quarterback. The Cowboys and the Eagles had their defensive pass rushers. They had their wide receivers. They had almost everything. They went out and got Malik Neighbors last year. Then they go get, then they go get their quarterback this year, and then they play around with the situation, but still don't give them an offensive line. Like, they got to make something work. So everybody want to crack jokes about the Cowboys ain't been nowhere in 30 years, but the Giants literally let another franchise come and just lap them, get their franchise QB, go to a divisional game, and still find ways to make things shake. So, Joe, Daboll, how you feeling?
And it's crazy because we got a better record than them still, and we've been horrible, bro. Like,
y'all can sleep the rest of the season and still probably.
We on a 4-game blowout losing streak, like 4-game blowout losing streak. So, but this was long overdue, Tomo, and like that's what you said. Like you saw this comment, Tomo. Last 4 games, they gave up 75 points in the fourth quarter. That's not good. Daboll and the Giants are 0-4 this year when they have a 10-point-plus lead on the road. 0-4. The Broncos scored 30-plus points in the fourth quarter. The Bears game, Tomo, was a meltdown. I talked to somebody, I don't know if it was you or Carl, but somebody said, I think it was Carl, it was Russell Wilson's fault. I think it was Carl. And I got to disagree with that, man. Like, when a whole team melts down, you got to look at the coach, man. You got to look at the coach. When you have a lead and there are constant meltdowns.
You was definitely talking to Carl.
Yeah, because
once you say anything about a coach and he say a player, I know it was Carl. That's his thing. Look, he even said it.
Because think about Carl, the Ravens, all the meltdowns who we looking at? We're looking at John Harbaugh. Like, what you doing, bro? All these meltdowns. The coach is like Tomo. That game, they were up 17-10 in the fourth quarter. It was first and goal. They didn't punch it in. Russell Wilson runs it on third down, gets tackled on the 1 yard line, and they kick a field. Bro, you got 2 wins. Why are you playing it safe? We just saw the Bears just last week. I think it was last week against the Bengals. Pull a miraculous comeback against the Bengals. So why play it safe? Why not go for the touchdown right there? So that's number one. They are 20-10. They allowed 2 touchdowns after that in 2 consecutive possessions. And they still had over a minute and like 30 left on the clock. And Tomo, when they punt the ball after the first score, the punter shanked it and put them in good field position. It's just a bunch of crumbling, fumbling situations going on with them. And that's, you got to look at the culture with that. And you know what's funny? It's not funny that Jackson Dart got hurt. But when he got hurt against the Bears, I was looking for Daboll. So he's going to scream at the doctor again. I was looking for that. You know,
Nah,
I
he
can
couldn't
get
do
it
it this time.
against
No. He got in trouble the last time. That's why he ain't do it this time.
But Tom, I know you say he on the hot seat. Why? Why is his seat not burnt and destroyed? Why is this GM still in the building, bro? Why is he still there?
Say that one more time for my brother Dave in the comments, because we told you he should have been gone.
Like, no, yeah, yo. I said that when your GM makes a decision, you gotta see what happens. We saw what happened. They gonna win a Super Bowl. Come on, man. This man almost had 2,000. Yeah, he actually had 2,000 yards, and he won a Super Bowl, bro. And if the Chiefs didn't focus on this dude, he would have won Super Bowl MVP. He actually ran them to the Super Bowl, for real, bro. He ran them there.
Carried him on his back.
He did. He was good against the Rams. He was good against the Packers. And against us, he set the tone against us and scored a touchdown in the first place. So what happened? You keep the same GM. If I'm the Giants, I'm firing him and Daboll and start fresh. But like you said, maybe they should have waited till the season is over. But maybe because Jackson Dart is hurt with a concussion, we're not sure how long it's going to be. They like, this is do it now. Jackson Dart's hurt. This is do it now. So I'm not mad at that firing, but fire him too. So that's my only thing about the Giants. They should have fired the GM also.
Kev. Even when he had his best weapons, they was losing, Kev. What you talking about?
Bro, I'm sorry. They had, Kev, without these 2 weapons, they had double-digit leads, bro. They still losing.
Joe, you know what I thought about as you were saying that? They said Jackson Dart is out. They looked at his relationship with Russell Wilson. And then on the ticker, it probably came across the Colts win again. They're like, bruh. And Daniel Jones didn't even have his best game. They're like, we could have had Saquon and Daniel Jones, and we could have just got neighbors and found a way to make something work. So you know what? I think they all going to fire the GM at the end of the season. But like you said, they probably let this play out because of everything that he drafted on the defensive side. Because he good on the defensive side. It was the offensive side where he just couldn't make things work. So they said, we're going to get the scapegoat. Because normally what happens when coaches are about to get fired, they get rid of the coordinators first to try to prolong their career. And then one more season after that is like, well, it wasn't a coordinator, Mike McCarthy. It was you. So I think that's just what it is. But nah. Every time the Colts win a game, I know the owner probably was just like, not again. We got Daniel Jones and Saquon.
They both 7-2. And then Tomo. Once again, we talked about this with who? Cam Ward when his coach got fired. Bro, you know you about to get Jackson Dart. You know Brian Daboll's on the hot seat. Why not fire him then? You know you're not keeping him, bro.
That's
you know
true.
that. Just fire him and start fresh with a new culture. With your new QB. I don't get why these, bro. You just saw what the Commanders did last year. Why won't you just copy that? Like this, it's just common sense, bro. Look at Drake May. Once you got rid of the whole culture and it's changing, look what Drake made now. Look at Caleb Williams now. Like, now Caleb Williams ain't playing the best, but the Bears are in playoff contention now.
Actually, Joe, I think I'd rather let's shift it back. Let's say the Commanders, right? And we can go back to the before JD5. The spark that they had with the youngins, that Eagles game. Imagine if they would have did that going into the season. You got Jackson Dart, Scatterbo, Neighbors, and then your defense was showing up the way it was supposed to. I'm not saying they probably lead the division, but you have more wins now because again, it's something about that magic. You just gotta When it's there, it's there. You had it with RG3 and Alpha Morris. I seen the same thing with Dak and Zeke. You seen it again running back with JD5. Who's y'all running back? Brian Robinson at times. At times. But I'm gonna just say JD5 and Ertz because that was where the real magic was at, right? And Terry, right? And Scary Terry. But look at what's happening now with us. I would just say any running back with Jalen Hurts at this point, because any running back with him, I'm not saying any running back can do it, but it's just magic when they get with him, because Miles Sanders, Swift, and now we already know what Saquon is. It's like the epitome of where they was going with the running backs. But you just see what that magic is, and you got to run with it, and boom. I mean, Scatterbo was a freak injury, and then Dart was, I mean, you can't control concussions. It's football. Like I said, get well. But yeah, man, you got to get that lightning in the bottle early. You can't wait for that. And them starting Russell Wilson, that's why I said it on the panel. I said, Russell Wilson won't be starting this whole season. I'm trying to tell y'all, it's not happening.
You did.
And now he's back. So we'll see, man. NFC East, man. This has been a good NFC. I'm so glad we didn't have a game this week. Oh, my goodness. It feels good to talk about everybody else's team. Because now it's your turn.
Okay.